Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In the last part, we headed out to the first of the raid sets of Final Fantasy XIV. We headed up to the Royal City of Rabnazar in search for a missing father. We ended up finding him, but a pair of bongas stole a book with a bunch of secrets in it. So we gotta figure out what we gotta do now. We're now uninvited apparently. Cecil, where in the world have you been? I didn't leave anywhere, I was right here. Did you not receive Alma's summons? Principal Lexington's research into the Orsa may finally have borne fruit. Man works fast! You must hurry to the Prime Vista before you embark on some grand and perilous adventure without us. Alright, we'll do that. No, not you. No! Alright, let's see what's going on here. Oh. Cecil, Lady Mew. I'm just gonna call her Lady Mew. I'm just gonna call her Mew. Thank you for answering my summons. Master Garland was calling up to send in for an Archon from Charlian, and I thought it would only right that you would be present to hear your findings. Alright, who's this Archon? To be frank, summoning Makoto was more Yustola's idea. I simply came along to see what light she could shed on this mystery. Ooh. I'm Makoto of House Jinbei, a domain. Though my ears in Charlian have made me stranger here. You must be Cecil Rai, late fabled liberator of men, slayer of false gods, warrior of light. I thought you'd be taller. Well, sorry. Is this supposed to be Midgard Solmer? Let us speak of the crystal. The Odious, one of but many Auracite shards that aided Noble Delita's rise to Regent. My apologies. The Odious is no ordinary crystal, even discounting its obvious historical importance. The specimen is more than a simple manifestation of elementally aspected energies. It is, rather, an ethereal lodestone whose facilitation of both the absorption and transmission of distinct frequency NRR-type harmonic vibrations. What in the world? Has been observed to promote ethereal I have no idea what you just said, but alright. I'm all for it. The resultant neuroharmonic disturbance allows for a highly unique emittance of CPRS waves that, instead of radiating outward with a determinate factor of dispersal, instead resonate inward at a frequency so labored by estimates placed at the rate of VRT decay at upwards of several centuries. Though I must admit I lack sufficient variates to completely truly comprehensive graphical assessment. English, please! God, that was hard to read. While that exhibition may elicit admiring nods from your professors at the academy, it'll earn you only blank looks here. Yeah, hey, look at his face. His face is my face right now. Take a deep breath and try again. This time in a language those of us without the echo might comprehend. Even with the echo, I still don't understand it. My apologies. I merely thought... Apologies will see us no nearer to an answer. Simpler explanation will. Simpler. Right. Ether is not only the building block of all things material, but those immaterial as well. Thoughts, memories, feelings, one's very will are all understood to be ethereal phenomena, can be measured as such. Unlike most crystals, which can only emit elemental energies, Auracite is tuned not only to absorb ether, but ether is specific to the material. That ether is then stored and multiplied within its crystalline, confines until external stimuli precipitate release. It still doesn't help. It's still... Try again. Under appropriate conditions, a strong will or desire can become imprinted upon the oocyte and stored until fomentation, at which time the desire becomes manifest. She's not one for simple explanations. Fomentation? What my studious young friend is trying to say is that the ODS takes one's deepest fantasies and makes them reality. Ah, yes, that is simpler. You may choose to think of it as a process akin to that of a summoning a primal. There being one marked difference. Primal summoning requires a supplemental energy source such as a horde of elementally charged crystals. Oocyte, on the other hand, has the capacity to serve as its own source of power. Apparently we know what we're talking about. We know the Dorai papers that Argath was never a king of Evilise. He was slain bowed during the War of the Lions. Yet the Argath encountered during the recent expedition carried himself as if he had been crowned regent. I believe this was merely the oocyte in his possession making realizing his desire to rule. I am informed that he uttered the same words over and over again for the duration of the confrontation which unfolded. If that is the case, it is possible that it is not actually Argath who uttered them, but the oocyte itself. If the Dorai papers are accurate, Argath was a weak and petty noble who believed that his blood entitled him to power. The oocyte took that belief and twisted it into an abomination we, Cecila, put to the sword. Then you're saying the crystal could prove a threat? The oocyte, Alma, but not necessarily. Ramza seemed to fare well enough. There is no record of the young regent being manipulated by the artifacts he gathered. In the hands of the just, the oocyte should prove harmless, even beneficial. In theory, at least. To paraphrase, it is not the weapon that kills, but the one who wields it. Now, where have I heard that before? Oh yes, it was Emperor Galvus's justification for taking the marbles of Magitech and applying them to the manufacture of arms. Where, after all, was the harm if it allowed him to bring order to the three great continents? You draw an intriguing parallel, Master Garland. The properties of these crystals are so singular, I do begin to wonder if they, like Magitech, are products of science, not nature. Then that they were created by someone to... By who? But who? What man of person could even be capable of such a feat? I don't know. Maybe that link shell call will tell you. Now that is an interesting question, the answer to which I look forward to hearing. Regrettably, I have pressing matters to attend to elsewhere. Fear not, however. Makoto's insight will prove far more beneficial than anything I might accidentally contribute. Good day to you all. You sure about that? Her explanations aren't that great. Now, what I don't understand is... If the Duma was imprinted with Argath's deepest desires, then whose desires are rallying inside that odious? I had the self-same question, and thus conducted a thorough inspection of the crystal upon my arrival. The results were inconclusive. Traces of ethereal activity were present, but to all intents and purposes, the vessel was empty. Empty? But what are the voices I heard? Voices? I heard nothing of the sort. The only voices I heard, Alma, were in your stubborn head. Ramza, why won't you... Shall we speak of voices then? What of yours, Alma, our resident voice of dissent? You have done naught but question the wisdom of our research and from the moment we left Garlemald. Would you put your petty worries above our family's calling? Oh. No, I would never. You would never? Then why involve a gossip monger, a goody two-shoes, and this flying mole? Please tell me you can see that. Moogle! The hell are you doing here? I thought I left the Moogles behind in frickin' Heavensward. They're back again. Just can't get away from the Moogles. Am I interrupting? Oh, please do go on. My acceptance into your fine troops' ranks can wait until all have said their piece. Excuse me. Guards, get this Mont Blanc. Name is Mont Blanc. Denizen of Dalmasca's deserts, seeker of thrills, adventurer extraordinaire. But you may call me Mont Blanc. Oh. Dalmasca has long been known as a melting pot for a myriad cultures, where modern races such as the Sikh, the Banga, and the Vaira might live in relative harmony with Hyr, Elizin, and others. Yet there's no record of a prominent Moogle population. Most likely because we are neither prominent nor populous. My people are nomadic by nature, ever drawn to the elusive frontier and the freedom she promises. Moogle? Of course I'm a Moogle. You think this adorable wings and the fluffy palm would have given it away? Now, about my admission to the Majestic. I will allow no such thing. The Majestic is the Empire's premier theater company. We will not sully its good name by granting refuge to a fluttering ball of fur. And furthermore, how in the world did this abomination board the Primavis in the first place? Oh god. It's a little cruel. By means of his wings, right, I guess. As for his admission to our company, I do not seem to recall race, creed, or allegiance on my list of prerequisites, do you? No, Father. Very well then, Mont Blanc, what is it exactly that calls you to the stage? Our stage. What else? The Zodiac Brave story. Never before have I witnessed something so amazing, so moving. Sitting, well, technically hovering there in the audience as the story unfolded around me. I knew I was witnessing something special, something positively transcendental. It was then that I realized I either had to be part of it or go to my grave a bitter and broken Moogle. Was this realization before or after you swore you simply had to become the world's greatest marauder? Who's this now? Murdy, how did you... Perhaps you'd have more success at running away if you didn't reveal your grand designs to every fool you happen to meet. Was it not but 2 scores night ago that you took up the axe? Now here you are professing your passion for the stage before carving a single notch in your haft? Do you not remember to he who churns the butter goes the sweetest bread? But how is one to savor said buttered bread if his head is in the belly of a fearsome beast? You accused me of giving up when I merely came to the realization that continuing would end in failure. Only through a change of course could I reach my final destination. And that destination is what? Mummer? Are you sure it's not Geomancer? Arithmetician? Templar? Do not bother answering. We all know you'll be singing a different tune some cockcrow. Ooh. That is where you were mistaken, Hurdy. I was destined to be a thespian? I can feel it in my fur. The role of Delita was made for me. Made for me. Enough. The actors in our company trained at the Empire's finest institutes. They represent the pinnacle of the profession, not only in Garlemald, but across the entire world. A vagrant batmole like you could never hope to share a stage with such artists, let alone play the part of a hero like Delita. You yourself admit you were too craven to face a solitary beast. How do you imagine you would fare against a pack of theater critics? Any troop would need proof of valor before it could even consider. Craven? Call me a cheat and call me a cur, but do not, sir, call me a craven. I accept your challenge. Slay but one fell beast by my own hand, and the majestic theater company will accept me into its ranks. Wait, I issue no such. You are all here witnesses. When I return with the head of a terrible beast in my gore-stained hands, you'll be honor-bound to welcome me, Mont Blanc the Mummer, into the fabled ranks of the majestic. Good day. Ooh. He spurred him into action. Wonderful. What do we do now? What do? We do nothing. If that Batman wishes to throw himself on the horns of a stampeding Zoe, I'll not stand in his way. I believe the proper term of derogation is molebat, and I should warn you, Moogles do not take kindly to those who use it. Why must you always put yourself above others, brother? Did you learn nothing from Argyle's wretched example? Mont Blanc would never have set on this fool's errand had you not made the challenge. If anything befalls my brother, his blood will be on your hands. Cecila, you're the only one among us capable of locating Mont Blanc and preventing disaster. On behalf of my brother, I beg your assistance. Good lord. Fucking Moogles. Oh god, if I must. My brother can be rather simple-minded when it comes to such matters. Thinking to impress the warrior of light and her companions, Mont Blanc will likely choose the scene of your recent exploits to prove his worth, meaning Rabanastre if I'm not mistaken. Pardon my language, but that Ramza really is an incurable little prick, is he not? How dare he speak to his sister and the Moogle in that matter? I couldn't decide which was worse, the things he said or the way the principal sat back and let him say them. But I suppose that is none of my concern. For now, let us concentrate on the task at hand, finding that Moogle before he does something he will all regret. Let's say we start nearby. Pier 2, perhaps? God damn. She just let that loose right in front of him. Alright. Pier 2? Up there. Oops, that's not the sprint button. That's the spin around. It's the spin around, let energy flow button. Alright, any luck? The Falcon Porter tells us that he set a Charlie Blacksmith away to Yangxia, not a Pale Bass. And why would that be of interest to us, you ask? Because said peddler of iron and steel was seen to be carrying a bag stuffed to the brim with, and I quote, albino mole fur and purple bat wings. Mont Blanc! Not that we look like that. The quickest route into Dalramaska is via the One River and its western tributaries. If Mont Blanc is bound for Rabanastre, he will seek passage from the Glistering Basin. Great. I need to go this way. So I got a little bit of a story to tell with this part. Back when this first released, like the first day, day one, when everyone's doing everything. You'll see when we get there, but since everyone was doing this raid all on day one at once, it was a huge clusterfuck. The red chocobos right there. You fight 3 of them. When this first came out, there was a sea of like red chocobos because there were so many people here, and the problem was, since there was a sea of red chocobos, you couldn't tell which one was yours. So if you tried doing AoE spells, you'd aggro the whole. You'd probably aggro the whole bunch and get slaughtered. It was a real mess. No, it's 2. Well, whatever. Two red chocobos, because these things have choco meteor, and they actually hurt very bad. You had to have been there to see. You could probably find videos on YouTube still about it. Now there's Choco Meteor. Try having to dodge like a million Choco Meteors. No, it was not a fun experience on day 1 when this first released. Alright, Mont Blanc. You picked a fight with monsters you shouldn't have picked a fight with. Mont Blanc, what were you thinking? Have you any idea what you put your brother through? He's been worried sick. Both hurting runs were right all along. I'm a failure. A flop. A flailing, flapping, foppish failure. How could I play the part of a hero? How can I even ruffle the feathers of a single measly bird? I mean, to be fair, you picked a fight with a red chocobo, of all things. The audience would see right through me like the spineless jellyfish I am. Now wait, Mont Blanc. Not everyone can be a hero. Not even most heroes. Yes, the bard sing of the man who deals the final blow, but what of his cadre of loyal companions? Do you think Delita united Ivalice on his own? Do you think Sessa here was alone when she liberated Alamigo? Not all wars are won on the front lines. But of course not. Of course they're not. Every campaign is the architect, the mastermind who moves in pieces across the board. I, Mont Blanc, can be that mastermind. Well, that was quick. Let's not dwell on the details. The day saved and Mont Blanc has escaped sands, scratch, or singed or so forth. We should return to the Prima Vista before our luck runs out. Alright. We're out! Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Let's get back to the... Can I teleport to the airship landing? I can. Take me away! Uh-oh. What's going on here? Please, this ship is a place of peace. Release my sister or you'll answer to me. When the cat's away, put that damn little thing down, Ramsay. You're not helping matters. We have no quarrel with you or yours. We only seek aid in finding our leader, Bagammon. You seek our help? You who threatened to kill my father? You who stole his work and made fools of us all? Never. Silence, Ramza. They have Alma. We'll hear what they have to say. As I said, we have no quarrel with you. We only did what was necessary to secure an audience. We surrender our weapons and offer your journal as an act of good faith. They have no quarrel with us. Why did they even take our hostages in the first place? This is rather a lot to this is all rather a lot to digest, but your claims do coincide with what we have learned about the Aura site. You're saying that Crystal did something to our captain? After being emptied of Argos' will, the Doomwish sought that of another sate its appetite of ether. You're saying that Crystal ate our captain? Not his body, no. Only his soul. His soul? Tell me, what, in your opinion, was your leader's deepest desire? What was it he longed for above all else in the world? Why waste your breath reasoning with these lizards? They showed themselves with the beasts they are when they put a knife to your throat. First mole bats, now lizards? This one's tongue was pure poison. I mean, he's not wrong. The boy can call us what he pleases. For our past failings, we deserve no better. Your failings? 30 summers have come and gone, yet not a night goes by that I do not waken and sweat at the memory. We were Fusiliers in the Dalmascan army, stationed in the royal stronghold at Nalbina. Nalbina fortress was reputed to be impenetrable. Its fall to the 4th Legion proved the turning point in the Imperial campaign, dealing a crushing blow to the Damascan morale and ultimately marking the beginning of the kingdom's end. Bagan was our captain, and once it was clear the day that would not be ours, Prince Rosler, commander of the garrison at Albina, tasked him with one final mission. Our unit was to escort His Highness's twin sister, Princess Ashleia, away from the fortress and thence to safety, but things did not go as planned. I still remember the words she uttered when she lay dying in the captain's arms, but a stone's throw from where the Garum site's waterway drains into the sea. Even as the fog of death descended upon her, she smiled and told us, the very people who had failed her to survive for as long as even a single Dalmatian stood, our nation could never truly perish. Ugh. So that's what happened to Ash in this game. But it should not have been us who survived. By failing to protect our charge, we betrayed the princess and her memory, and brought shame upon our race. So yes, we are not but cold-blooded lizards deserving of whatever scorn you deign to heap on us. I think we may safely assume a deep-seated hatred towards the invaders of his homeland, coupled with the self-loathing born from a sense of powerlessness. The darkness that lurks in the heart of Bagaman is a little different from that which drove Argath, the self-same emotions that were to nourish the Duma. Stop speaking riddles, Charlian. I agree. She's saying your brave captain will eventually turn into a monster. Or rather, more of one. Garlean lies! What they say is true. If we do not find Bagamon and the Duma soon, none of us are safe, present company included. Do you have any idea where he might have gone? Any at all? Great. No leads, huh? Wait, look at this. Something has been added to the final page of my journal. What do we get? What is it? Then the captain must have put it there. Only he had access to it. Until we found it in the pack he left behind, that is. Is this Damascus? Indeed. It says Ridorana. Oh god. It's that place. The Lighthouse. Why would he write that? And in the old man's journal, no less. There is a place in the on the Valnard Sea, far to the south of Rabnaster, where the ocean tumbles into a gaping maw more than a mile across. The Ridorana Cataract. Legend would have us believe that is the entrance to the Hell of Water. Many a scholar seeking to prove otherwise has descended into the chasm, some even by airship, but not a one has returned. That sounds like that place sounds charming. Great. It's not the Ridorana I know from Final Fantasy XII. I must admit, knowing little about Ridorana, save that which Lady Makoto has shared with us, before we expend our valuable time and resources traveling to so remote a place, I must review my notes and see if there's any mention of the Abyss. We shall send for you as soon as we learn on of interest. Ridorana is proven to be quite the enigma. With every answer comes countless new questions. This may take longer than I expected. But you are doubtless eager to know why I requested your presence. Our resident dramaturg mentioned there was something he wished to ask of you. As my work here is far from complete, I wondered if you might indulge the man while you wait. Alright, sir, what do you want? There's few so low to take their rest than adventurers without a quest. For sworn to work to give them worth, they soon become a source of mirth. The adventurer will find me in time. Adventurer will find me. Quote the man idling in an airship. Adventurer will find me in time. Oh, but it has, my friend, it has. My colleagues tell me that if one in this land ever needs an item fetched, that you're the woman to speak to. I find this philanthropic compulsion fascinating, and so, in the interest of research into my next play, let's say I seek to put said compulsion to the test. Assuming you're a game, of course. Bring me a bottle of wine. But not just any wine. Make it rose-themed, and make it Eorzean. I've had my fill of the bitter blends offered here in the East. Where to start? Oh, if there were only some port where thirsty Eorzeans went to for their wine, you would surely... Oh, I see what he did there. We would surely be speaking of its foremost blind llama felon, Ventinier, not to be here with me. I see what you did there. I know who you're talking about. Alright. Wine port. Hello, sir. It's been a while since I've seen you. Soy and spice, sprinkled with a subtle subcon of the steppe. You've traveled far, my friend. What is it you seek here in Wineport? A rose-themed wine? It would be hard-pressed to find a wine that did not display some hint of rose, so we assume that your client was not referring to a desired bouquet. Perhaps a name, or label, or a bottle. Yes, it seemed to recall a certain vintage rose sold in crystal bottles with a single red rose in the label. Alas, I have nothing as rare as among my personal stock. As for who might, well, there's always, I can never say this in Bill Grant, Berglant, I can't say his name. Berglant? I'm just gonna call you Berglant. It's probably not it, but it's close enough. Pah! Only an uncultured fool would select a wine based solely on its bottle. As it happens, however, said fool will be undeservingly rewarded with one of Vilbrand's best wines, where he has selected vintage Sud. God, these names. Sud Vindage. Not that your client would have the palate to properly appreciate its depth and complexity, but let us dispense with the pretense. You are the fool in question, and do not bother to deny it. A fool who has aimed too high. One of your standing could live in 1,000 lifetimes and still not amass the wealth required to purchase an empty bottle. Excuse me, sir. Oh, price is no object, is it? Even if I believed you, and I do not, I have a reputation to uphold as a vintner and viticulturist. Where my clients learn I was peddling the choice of my collection to the likes of you, they will never do business with me again. Man! Alright, just to see the back of you, I shall do you the kindness of directing your steps into one who might pity your plight, assuming he does not find amusement in it. Master Geji Ruju at Costa del Sol, but do not tell him I sent you. Man, this guy's harsh! After all I did for frickin' wine port? God! Lord! Fuck, dude. I'm stuck. What the fuck? I'm actually stuck. Excuse me? How in the world did this happen? What the fuck? I'm actually stuck. What is this thing? I can't... What the fuck? I can teleport out of here, but what the fuck? Hang on. Interesting. Hang on. Someone wants to see it real quick. This has never happened before. This is whack. I'm like stuck in the chair. This is weird. Let me see if I can. I'm pretty sure I can teleport out of here. There we go. Oh, all right. I didn't know how that happened. Let's not go near that chair again. Cecil, that was a pleasure, and I do mean that. Yeah, your chair sucks. You should get new chairs. Dangerous. My ladies informed me you're inquiring about a bottle of Sudvinja. But I told them they must be mistaken. Not even you would be foolish enough to think you could. That's true. Oh, you are serious? Sassy, you do realize one could purchase an entire estate in mints with the price of a single bottle, or 5 estates with the price of 5 bottles, which happens to be the number of bottles of Sudvinja I have in my collection. Now, I am not an unreasonable man. Let none say that venerable Geji Ruju does not value a friendship as deep as the one who you would have forged. So, in my boundless generosity, I offer you the opportunity for a trade. A bottle of vintage Sudvinja for a mere magnum of fine Damascus. Never heard of the stuff? And I thought I was talking to a fellow connoisseur. I pity the poor vintner back in Wineport who have to educate you. Until then, my friend, the offer stands. Oh boy. For a Sudvinja, now Damascus wine? Might I interest you in an aged Lamincent red instead? No, I thought not. Well, then you have your work cut out for you. There was a time Damascus wine was fairly easy to procure, even here in Vilbrand, but that was before the Empire raised the better part of the kingdom, vineyards and all. If there are any surviving bottles, it would be those that were exported before the Imperial invasion. Over 30 summers past, though, I've not encountered any in a decade or more, either at auction or in private land and hands. Collectors are covetous creatures. If one were to have somehow acquired a bottle, there is little chance he would willingly part with it with such treasure. That which leaves only those brought over by a few of the Damascus refugees who fled to Eorzea. Great. Wonderful. What about this guy over here? My buddy over here in the middle of the jungle. See if I can't get myself stuck in any other parts of the map. I don't even know how I did that. I was just flying and all of a sudden I was stuck in the chair. Can't sleep. They won't let me. The midges won't let me. Again with the midges? Oh, I don't have to kill him. I just have to soothe him. Sir, you need to calm down. Yeah, you. I know you. You were here before. You sent away the midges. They came back, though. They always come back. They mock me. Tell me I can never go home. Ooh. This guy is in just as rough shape as when he was when I first saw him. Wine. My wife loved wine. We could drink a glass of Valines every night before sunset. She would always keep the cork. I always thought that odd. What good is a cork? Toss in the meat into the Maiden heap along with the bottle, I'd say. But she... Alright. I gotta find an empty bottle. Go, let's just throw a bottle of wine, empty bottle of wine into the jungle. This guy cares about the environment. Oh. Alright. Well, I got something. I don't know what I got. How was dressed? I do hope your visit did not disquiet the poor soul. I guess. It went well. So you brought me an empty bottle. Ah, but what is this? The cork remains in place. This is most fortunate. If an adequate seal was made, there may still be traces of wine within. May I? Go ahead. Flamboyant, yet elegant, a thought-provoking blend of kukuru beans and cinnamon with just a hint of... Is that rosemary? A veritable kaleidoscope of both opulence and refinement. Long has it been since I last encountered a bouquet with such complexity. Yeah, I recall it as if it were yesterday. Without question, this bottle once held a Damascus Liamond red by the name of Valines. To think I would have the opportunity to experience it again after so many summers. But I suspect Master Geji Ruju will not be satisfied with a sniff as I. Now, one without scruples might see the empty bottle as the basis for a ruse. One's man's ruse. Oh, what are you doing here? Well, over the years, I have had the numerous dealings with the Lord of Costa del Sol, and while he is many things, an expert on wines is not one of them. Not that it would matter if he were. Men of his standing are invariably find more joy in boasting of their acquisitions than in consuming them. In all likelihood, Master Geji Ruju will never even open the bottle, rendering the provenance of its contents practically irrelevant. Ah, but where are my manners? These forays back in the western climes always bring out the barbarian in me. It's a pleasure, Cecila. Lest you wonder at my presence here, my employers see promise in the Hengen wine trade, and desire the establishment of a viable route twixt east and west. I am come to see their plan to fruition. But return to your dilemma, I believe I may be of assistance. I just so happen to have on my person several samples of Hengen wine made by grapes similar to those once found in Damascus. For a close acquaintance, I would be more than willing to part with one that she might fill her empty vessel. But that would be unjust. As a maker of wine, I cannot allow it. Master Geji Ruju has cozened more of his clients than he can count. How do you think the man amassed his fortune? By playing fair? Would that the world were thus? But I'm here to tell you it is not. So, it is decided then. We shall employ deceit as our morally justified means to happy end. Wait, this is a fool's errand. Are you sure you're not spilling the wine? With the way you're flinging those bottles around? Then let us glad our quarry is a fool himself. Let us be glad. Now, if you will excuse me, I must go and tell my gentle citizens of Wineport why they should be drinking Hengen. Good day. I don't think this is gonna work. I'll be shocked if it works. Huh. Alright. Let's see if he approves. Let's not get ourselves stuck in that chair again. That was weird. By the gods, you actually found one? A bottle of Damascus wine? Oh, we must uncork it right away. Here you go. Here's your Damascus wine. Yeah, it's a lush bouquet of Herbicus dignification, coupled with earthen undertones, and so forth. In short, the very epitome of Damascus red. Yes, you have done yourself this time, Zesla. That actually worked. I guess he was right. He's not very bright. And a promise is a promise. Ladies, the bottles of sub vendage, if you please. Oh boy. Ooh, look at these. Take whichever you fancy, except for the one with the rose. That's my favorite. Or whichever you fancy. I need the one with the rose, please. Which one do I grab? Fine! I took your fancy. Let's get out of here before he drinks it. Let's hope he never figures it out, because he's gonna hate us. Alright, airship landing. They say a rose is a rose. They say a rose is a rose is a rose. Who says that? So tell me, adventurer, is that a rose in your pocket, or are you simply here for small talk? There you go. Bottle of vintage sud vendage. You never cease to amaze. You never had it. You wouldn't believe what I had to go through to get it. But what is most amazing is your impeccable sense of timing. Today marks the 12th anniversary of the day I met my wife, my dear wife. And if there was one thing she loved more than wine, it was roses. Would that she were here too. All right. Ah, but I jest. My wife is very much alive. In fact, he's putting on a show. She's a dramaturge. She's been here with us all along. Darling, would you care to join us? Put on a drama right in front of me. For me? How thoughtful. But how did you forget the most important gift of all? Of course not. Oh, I see what's going on here. Alright, so he changed jobs into a culinarian. Bacon bread. Bacon bread. The perfect companion to a perfect wine. For my perfect companion. Oh, darling. Okay. I see what's going on. He sent me out to get the last of his shit because he couldn't do it. That played out better than I imagined. I suppose I have you to thank, adventure. That was the bacon bread that sealed the... Ah, yes. Is that Principal Genimus I hear calling? Perhaps he's made some progress with his research and requires your assistance. You had best not keep him waiting. My God. I hope these past few turns of the sun have proved as productive for you as they have for us. You have much to share. Not really. I hunted for wine. I got baited. Ridorana is the name of both a massive gap in the southern Valnard Sea and the lighthouse once manned by the Royal Damascus Navy to prevent ships from succumbing to the cataract's currents. I stress once manned, as the tower has lain empty since its cattle keeps abandoned their post after the fall of Ravenaster. But if Pharaoh Sirius offers any indication of what can befall a lighthouse in the absence of its caretakers... Yes, but the real question is how all this ties in with the Evilisen legend. A cursory examination of the Zodiac Bravestar reveals no mention of a Ridorana. Yet it seemed foolish to assume that a name could not change in the centuries since the tale was right. So I thought to cross-reference text on modern Elsbardian history with our translations of the derived papers. And after an exhaustive re-examination of my ancestors' notes, I discovered there was not a single entry on Ridorana. And while mention of the Valnard Sea was abundant, I found no reference whatsoever to any cataract or lighthouse within its waters. Alright, so what are you getting at? Rom's discovery prompted me to examine the mystery for a different perspective. What if there were no mystery at all? What if, at the time of Leo's rise, the chasm did not yet exist? There is more, but only a visit to the lighthouse will enable us to confirm our theories and effort with any certainty. About time. The Ridorana Lighthouse lies far from civilization. You'd be wise to provision for the trip here in Hingashi. I'm always prepared. Alright, off we go. Sounds bugging out. Look at this. The Ridorana Lighthouse. God damn, this is one huge fucking lighthouse. Oh shit. You sure this isn't like a small little city, not a lighthouse? Fuck, dude. This thing has like too many windows. Something is very wrong here. Too many windows. Mayhap it is best if we split our fellowship into two parties. One to delve into the tower's depths, and one to observe from afar. As acting expedition sub-leader, I appoint you captain of the first. You may use this spyglass to aid in your search for the missing lizard. Damn it, brother, where are you? Alright. Just look how massive this thing is. It's like a city. It's more of a city than it is a lighthouse. Locations appears to be offer an adequate view. Climb up and scan the area for any sign of Bagammon. Alright, where you at, Bagammon? Where you at, sir? Aha, there you are. You found him? Let me see. He needs our help. My audio is not happy right now. Prince Rosler. Princess Ashleia. I know you cannot forgive me. Nor should you. It is all my fault. I could not save you. Could not save anyone. Anyone but myself. I'm so sorry. Backgammon, wait! Uh-oh. Traitors, have you no pride? You treat with the very men who laid waste to our homeland. You're mistaken, brother. There are no Imperials here. We've come to help. As a judge. Uh-oh. 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 I know what I see. My own kin sided with the enemy. How dare you stay with my audience with the princess? The Duma. It was him. It's showing him what he wants to see. Witch! Murderess! Oh. Uh-oh. Gunfire? Whoa. Backgammon! Get the Orisal away from him. He's being deluded. So, this is the end. Uh-oh. Recite the words. Satisfy the covenant. Relinquish thy soul unto me. Be granted that which doth desires most in all the world. Sword in hand. A warrior. Clutches stone to breast. Look at me, brother. Look at me. Uh-oh. And sword etched he his fading memories. Don't you die. Not yet. And stone his tempered skill. He's reciting the stuff in War of the Lions. We promised we'd all go together when our time came. You can't leave us here. By sword attested, by stone revealed. That light, where have we seen it before? Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh. He's mutated now. Oh. He's gotten steroids. Oh boy, he's gone. Whatever you're doing, you need to leave the lighthouse right away. Right away, do you hear? Alright, get us out of this. Alright, my audio is not very happy right now. My audio keeps like bugging out. It is as we feared, but Gammon's soul is lost. Sadly. Much as I wish it were otherwise, I fear Backgammon is beyond saving. Yet we cannot suffer what is left of him to become a distraction. Father, is now not the time to abandon this quest? We're meddling with forces beyond. Enough, Alma. We adults are talking. While Cecil was searching for the lizard, I inspected the area of the exposed foundation of the lighthouse. And you were right, Father. The lighthouse is built squarely atop the ruins where what can only be the clockwork city of Gaug. The what work city of who? According to the Zodiac Brave story, the clockwork city of Gaug was a metallic metropolis wherein airships, automata, and other technological marvels of the age were first conceived. Little is said about its location, however, save that it was far away. My audio is not happy right now. While the derived papers do not say a great deal more, they do mention that the land upon which the legendary city was built was severely limited, an inconvenience that forced its inhabitants to build up rather than out. Which led me to ask myself, what is the reason land was limited? Was because the land in question was an island? But that would not explain the omission of the cataract. It is inconceivable that the authors would neglect to mention so prominent a landmark that had existed. And then I found it a lone passage. A lone passage regarding Gaug's fall. While the particulars were missing, it appears the city was abandoned after an explosion left half of it in ruin. I believe that this explosion may have undermined a portion of the seabed. It need only have been a small area first, one that could have well have gone unnoticed during the Exodus. As time passed, however, the waters would have continued to wear away at the rock, slowly widening the gap until what lies beneath us today. This would explain why there is no mention of Ridorana prior to the present era. Come, Father, will you not tell them the rest? Of the possibility that we Garleans are descended and part of the displaced citizens of Gaug? Well, it sounds like my audio kind of calmed down. It would explain how the Empire was able to forge its armies of iron even before the discovery and application of Algan technology. And it may also explain why the legend of Evilise has resonated with our people for centuries, despite the fact that the Lost Kingdom was, as far as we can tell, in quite a different corner of the world. And an interesting, if somewhat ambitious theory, but to return to your original claim, it was your belief that the Ridorana Lighthouse stands atop of what is left of that necklace. Where'd you get it, girl? It was my mother's. Your mother's? It was my late wife's most cherished possession. Why do you ask? But Gamma had a talisman he would wear beneath his jerkin. He refused to take it off, even when bathing. He said it was special. I only saw it a few times, but it looked exactly like one your daughter wears. And? What are you implying, Lizard? That my sister stole it? Or my late mother? Neither. I speak of this similarity, that is all. Can you believe the nerve of this boy? Enough, Ramza. Our guests are merely concerned for the well-being of their kin. And what of our kin? What of them, Ramza? Can you imagine our kin to be better than theirs in some way? Or anyone else's for that matter? I apologize, Father. We have but one purpose, son, and that is to prove the existence of Evilise and clear our family's name. Do not allow anger or hate to lead you from that path. Now we have a lost city to explore. Thank God, finally! An hour in, we haven't gotten to the raid yet. Shit! Oh. All right. Sweet. I have 70. I can get one of the mounts. Alright. Alright, so, Lakshmi, Shinryu. I'm gonna look at Shinryu because if I ever do decide to hunt for the extreme mountains, Shinryu would probably be a pain in the ass because of how long this fight generally takes. Oops. Now I'll show you how EX mounts usually work. Was that my first EX mount? Actually, no. There's another one from a Titan. But EX mounts are pretty cool because it comes with the music that goes with their primal. So, for instance, for Shinryu. Oops, that's not the one. That's not the menu I want to go to. It comes with Shinryu's music. Plus, when you get all of the, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but when you get all of the EX mounts, you'll unlock a quest that will let you get a special one for having all of them. Now, Shinryu's mount is not... When it comes to the Stormblood mounts, I don't think I really have a personal favorite, honestly. I mean, you got your Titan mount. When it comes to EX mounts in general, though, I think my favorite was probably the EX mount for I can't think of his name. For the this one, King Thoradin. That's probably my favorite amongst the EX mounts, at least that I have so far. Stormbloods, I don't really have a personal favorite. Shadowbringers, I can't say because I don't have any of the Shadowbringer EX mounts on my main yet. I'll probably work on those as I go through Endwalker, or as Endwalker goes on. That's typically how I do things. I usually don't hunt down EX mounts until well into the next expansion. That's it, and that's typically when I've hit the max level. You know, I was kind of hoping for a fast queue time, so I don't want to have to edit this down. And since this is all generally part of Ridorana, I don't want to cut it out. or make it into a separate part. But I might have to edit it down. But I'll do that later. I wanna get the raids done before I do any more editing and rendering. I was kind of hoping I'll be able to export this straight out, but looks like the queue time isn't gonna allow it. So many people here. At least some stuff is sold. Give me my monies. Alright, what else can I sell? In the meantime, I don't know where I left off last time. I think I left off there, so let me see this. Okay, so there's nothing here, so I'll put it for 60,000 or 55,000. A little cheaper than it was before. I'll do it. 20,000. What else can I get out of this? $30,000? No, that's worthless. I could go for that. Bump it down. Bump it up to 50. No. Definitely not. Go to that. All right, we'll sell for the same amount, same price, 35. Worthless. 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 Let's go for that. Let's bump it up to 35. All right. No. There's not very many there, so put up to 25. No, I'm putting stuff on for sale. You can't do anything when the queue is popped. Go away! I got a queue to do. Alright, come on, tank. Queue up. Is this tank not gonna queue up? Really? It's gonna be one of those guys? Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. I got stuff I forgot. Speaking of raids, I gotta do stuff on my main before the actual weekly reset tomorrow. Shit, I forgot about that. I'm doing later tonight. Fuck, dude. Alright, Ridorana Castle. Lighthouse. We will discover backgammon here within the lighthouse. I'm certain of it. Look at that, another Esper. Well, what was... did backgammon Duma give life to that creature? Fan for it! Long has it been since I last gazed upon the open sky, and the vermin who scurry beneath her. From Brian are we born, unto Brian shall we return. Let the crushing waves cleanse you of your sins. You don't want to be the way in the direction of that water's facing, or that'll happen. With this vessel shall your doom be met. Oh, darkest of vessels, you are my sword, you are my rain. Avoid the jugs of water. Uh-oh. Let's not get ourselves in AoEs, too. Oh, darkest of vessels, you are my bow, you are my rain. Alright, so he's got his bow, he's got a sword, we have a shield. The whole of water's most foul spilled forth to defile the land. In darkness will you know true fear. Let the crushing waves cleanse you of your sins. You doing this again? Ah. I did it way too early. Night beckons once more. Another Esper down for the count. Something about the seal being released or something. This pattern is unmistakably... No, it cannot be. Look at this place. Ridiculous. The city remains functional after all these centuries. Let's access the teleportation nodes. Man, look at this place. Shit, dude. Huh. The city's defenses also seem operational. Destroy them if you must. For a city, it's lacking a lot of inner buildings. On it up just a little bit. I'm not going to put the sound effects on just a tad. Though it's not going to take into effect unless I actually restart the game. I don't think. The heat. It's almost unbearable. Could this be the Lighthouse's beacon? The heart of the Lighthouse's beacon. Children of man, I am Bellius. Come, warm your hands at my fire. Time waits for no one. Waits for me, because I'm on the right platform. You cannot withstand my rage. Of course I can. I just stand on another... Oh, I didn't even see that one. Oops. My bee! I didn't... Probably should have looked around the area first. I think it might have had to run away from that and break the chain. Oops. I got that mechanic and another mechanic confused. Step into the inferno. Step into my hellfire. Are you not yet Ashen Bone? All hands point to death. It's this mechanic I got confused. You're supposed to point it away from the rest of everybody else. Otherwise, you're gonna get AoEs all across the field like that. Whoa. Okay, so I can't break the chain. But then your wrath might eclipse mine. It did. I think I discovered another device. Oh, that was weird. The architecture here seems similar to that of the lighthouse. You'd say? Yet something feels off. The air is so thin. Well, yeah. The higher you go, the higher altitude you go, the less air there is to breathe. Kill the golems! Kill them all! Nice, you killed them all before they had a chance to move. Yeah, the sound effects are a little too low. Dire's final line of defense is upon us. We must proceed with the utmost caution. Warning! Warning! Entry prohibited. Intruder alert! Ready variable weapon systems. Woo. Oh boy. Anomalous intelligence life is detected. Re-education authorized. Alright, basic computation. I'm good. Uh-oh. Multiples? Gotta do math. Multiples of 4, huh? It's an easy one. Multiples of 3. Well, technically, I should be fine, right? Because 3 is a multiple. 6 is a multiple of 3. Yes. I know math. Cool. Tartarian protocol loaded. Initiating processing sequence. Uh-oh. Oh. Been down, knocked down for the count, and I'm being sucked into the Tartarus. Look at the robot dance. Subject dismissal failed. Subject termination approved. Booting annihilation mode. Alright. This robot's getting a boost. It's not overheating. Oh no. You're sitting in the middle of an AoE. More math, huh? Great. Okay, multiples. That's easy. I'm 1. It's easy. I don't have to do anything. Oh, I can't. Prime numbers? Oh, fuck. I don't know my fucking prime numbers. Apparently I got it right. Multiples of 5. And let's go for 5. Alright. I keep forgetting every time that phase goes on, you can still attack him. I keep forgetting that. I always think he goes into an invulnerability state. There's a mistake in it. We're in the legendary clockwork city of Gaud. God, look at this place. Uh-oh, it's the mutant boy. And the raid's gonna commence the fight right away.
待っていたぜ。ガレマール帝国に組みする者どもめ。貴様らに殺された同胞の恨みを今こそ晴らしてやる。ガレアン人を根絶やしにしてやる。獅子をばらしてやる。
Alright. What I said, they would start the fight right away.
石になっちまいな。
Oh, good. I walk right, spawn right into that.
死ねると思うなよ。エスナが欲しいか言ってみろ。おたうちもある。国王陛下に代わってお仕置きだ。漫画の恨みを思い知るがいい。命であがなってもらおうか。貴様らが犯した罪よな。
Oh, we're dead. Rip. We're dead because they're not splitting them up. They've got invulnerability up. I'm not gonna try at this point.
泣きまでき叫べ。貴様の五臓六腑を味わってやる。
Well, this whole reel was going pretty swimmingly until that. Yeah, there's nothing. There's enemies behind him. Yeah. And I couldn't record going to the other side. Oh, fuck. Woo!
エスナが欲しいかいレイナー獅子をばらしてやる石になっちまいな
No, I can't do player search. I want to see if I can find certain somebody. That guy?
苦痛こそ我が美薬
That's that guy. The guy who didn't split him up. Estelle.
楽に死ねると思うなよエスナが欲しいかいレイナーおたうちもある国王陛下に代わってお仕置きだバンガの恨みを思い知るがいい 命であがなってもらおうか貴様らが犯した罪よな
Oh, they actually split him up.少しは楽しませてくれそうだなズタズタに刻んでやろうまだだこんなところで俺様がくたばるものか Uh-oh. What? I guess that wasn't a way.
ズタズタに刻んでやろう
Didn't stop, made it pop.
口ようともこの像は未来永劫貴様らの頭上に
All right. Shit. I didn't get anything out of that. I had some decent rolls too. Figures. Oh, his necklace. What's it doing here? Unless... Oh! You got a jolt of life. That's what you get for being an arrogant prick this whole time. Alma? Alma, are you there? I'm here, Ramza. Extraordinary. The stones are different, but the craftsmanship is identical. However did it come in Bagamon's possession? Though they are indeed of different shape, the stones appear to be cut from the same crystal. Oh, they are. Auracite. Auracite? What makes you say that? Can't you feel it? You can feel it, can't you, Hurdy? Do you recall me telling you about that Bagamon and considered that necklace special? It was special because it was trusted to him by Prince Rosler. He was to return to Princess Ashlia upon delivering Her Highness from Nalbna Fortress. A family keepsake. Of course, in each necklace, each Auracite has acted as a lodestone, drawn upon other parties closer and closer to Ivalice. Indeed, Father, the Auracite guides us. Ramza, are you recovered? Thank you, sister. I am well now. From what we know of the Duma and the Odious, the vestiges of one's will may endure in an Auracite. Could it be, then, the desire that the former owner or creator of these necklaces was simply to return to Ivalice? But who could that have been? Ramza Belv. He wanted people to return to his homeland and uncover the truth about the kingdom's founding. But then why show us Zalia and Gao, you ask? Simple. We're being tested. The Auracite is measuring our worth, seeing if we are deserving of that truth. You say these things as if you knew them, but how could you? Nothing we have uncovered suggests anything of the kind. I know you have your doubts, but I can assure you they are misplaced. For now, I must ask that you trust me, Lady Mew. Lady Mew? Since when did you... Ramza, are you feeling quite well yourself? Of course, sister dearest. I have never felt better. He's had the personality change. I sense a disturbance in the ether. Father, these necklaces are gifts. Gifts from the old gods who once watched over the Elysians. It is proof we have their blessing. With the necklaces and the Odious, we can finally prove... You alright? Thank you, Cecila. I don't know what came over me. Something ain't right here. Ramza, you must rest. Leave me be, Alma. Did I not tell you I'll be fine? Something's going on here. Another adventure under our belts, eh, Cecila? I'd best put pen to page before the details fade. Lazalia, now Gaug. One would think our discovery is more than sufficient to prove Lexingtale's claims, yet, at least with regard to Elise's existence. But something tells me that until Genimus is proof that his ancestors were not the heretics the church painted them to be, he will not rest. And then there is a curious case of Ramza. At Alma's throat one moment, all Sister Dearest the next. He was like a different person when he came to. Yeah, I seemed to be alone wondering exactly what happened to him back at the lighthouse. If you ask this lady, he must have been taking quite some bump to the head when he fell. Then again, it didn't take him long to turn back into his spiteful little self, so all's well that ends well? I guess. Oh man, so finally ends the second raid set, I believe. God damn, dude. That was a long one. Shit, 2 hours? It took us an hour just to get to the raid. Oh, fuck. Hopefully getting to the third raid won't be that long. But yeah, when we come back, we will do the third set of raids. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.